Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about psychology today, and is it still worth it to have a profile on Psychology Today? So back in my day, when I first started my practice, having a Psychology Today was like the golden standard, right? Like you could very easily just have a Psychology Today profile and you could fill your solo practice like no problem. In fact, a lot of therapists didn't even have a website. They just had a Psychology Today profile. Like I would see, they would link to their Psychology Today profile. The thing about a Psychology Today profile is it's got your picture, it's got your location, it's got your insurance, it's got your costs, it's got a bio, it's got what specialties you have. Like it literally has everything that a consumer, for the most part, would need in order to make a decision about a therapist. And the thing I like about Psychology Today is that you can sort very well. Like it's always been my favorite thing about Psychology Today. I can go in, I can put the zip code, the city, anything, the issue, and the insurance, right? So instead of like going into Facebook groups and being like, hey, I'm looking for this person that sees OCD in Pembroke Pines and takes Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then everyone's like, I can offer a super bill. I don't have any evenings. I work with OCD, but not OCD light, not OCD, level 10. And so you never like always like get what you want. If you get like 10 comments, it's like one might be exactly what you're looking for. But with Psychology Today, it's like you can go in, you can search exactly what you need. And I have always loved that. Where Psychology Today before used to not necessarily be saturated in all markets, it's saturated in most markets. Where before you used to go in, and I used to go in because I do market research for my group practice, I would count how many Psychology Today profiles were in areas. There used to be like 100, maybe 200. I'd be like, oh, 200, we're not going there. In our smallest office, when we went to go expand into there were 500 therapists in that location. I was like, oh, I don't know if we're going to expand here, right? When there's like 80, 50, 80, 100, I'm like, oh, sounds great. Those numbers are no longer accurate. There are a lot of people that have become either more savvy with Psychology Today. They put more locations, they put up more profiles, they put up profiles in areas that they're looking to be in, not just their areas, so virtual or online practices. And then there is competition from Grow Therapy, Headway, some of these larger companies who will create profiles for clinicians that are on their platforms and that you can't tell the difference of those profiles, right? They're just all in there. And so now there's a lot of competition. Actually, as we're talking about this, I'm gonna have my assistant work on that. I'm gonna have her look at some areas that we're looking at going into and count how many Psychology Today profiles are on there. Each page, for those of you that want to count, each page has 20 people. So you can just count how many tabs there are on the bottom. It's a fast way. You don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you are competing with the physical practices, the solo and group practices. You're competing with the solo and group practice, family-owned style practices, and then you're competing with the larger companies. And that is just the reality of where we're at until something shifts in the market. Psychology Today is no longer going to be that same stream of referrals, right? You need to have multiple streams of referrals if what you're doing is not working, right? So if you're already full, maybe you get 1 or 2 Psychology Today profile inquiries a month and you only have spots for 1 or 2 people, more power to you. But if you're just starting out or you have a group practice that you want to fill, I would recommend that you think about multiple streams of referrals, not just Psychology Today anymore. We still put everybody on Psychology Today at my practice. That is very common. We still use it, but it's one of the tools that we use. I'll give you a tip on how to improve your Psychology Today. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that can really help you run your practice, again, whether it's virtual or in-person, insurance or private pay, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. They just came out with a new AI tool. We're getting ready to roll it out in my entire group practice. It's called Therapy Fuel. And we have gotten really great feedback on the ease of using that tool and how it's going to help us to write notes faster, bill notes, get paid faster. Faster is better for everybody involved in the thing, it's not only faster, but it's accurate, right? It's not just adding in quotes that like weren't said in session or making up all kinds of strange things that just is not true. So I want to thank TherapyNotes for staying ahead of the curve in terms of technology like they always do. So if you are looking for an electronic health record, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. So going back to Psychology Today, if your referrals are down from Psychology Today, refresh your picture. Maybe it's an old picture. Refresh your bio. Make sure your insurances are accurate. Make sure it's linking to your website. It's linking to your location. Make sure that the locations that you have are accurate or up to date or still in line with who you're targeting. Go in and refresh that profile. There's sort of anecdotal reports that updating your profile on a regular basis can be very helpful. And then if that isn't working, like I said, watch some of my other videos. We go through tons of ways to market. There's a lot of different ways. Psychology Today is one way. It's a way that we continue to use, but it's not our only stream. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.